Yes, good morning. My name is Vladimir Aizikov, and I'm operating StaffMed HomeCare Solutions here in Ottawa. Now, today, this morning, this rainy morning in Ottawa, we have one of our regular discussions, sessions. I call this in-house discussion about our staff, and it's come handy to talk about StaffMed HomeCare. It's new mobile on-demand app, on-demand concept, which is coming on market today and very often, and you can see that many big and small companies, they turning around the business model going with the mobile app. So we have today two of our nurses, Charanjit and Angela, participating in our discussion, and they would be asking me different kind of questions related to StaffMed HomeCare, and I'll try my best to provide them with good answers. They can introduce themselves, and they can tell a few words about their professional experience in different settings, in hospital, in retirement home, working with private clients. So please, Charanjit, probably you first introduce yourself and tell us all what is your best experience with different clients.
Hi, this is Charanjit Berry, and I was a registered nurse in India, like 10 years. And I'm also working here as a registered practical nurse for last 4 years. And I'm working in various facilities, long-term care, hospital, retirement home. And I really enjoy being a nurse here, and I'm really happy to be a part of the StaffMed solution.
Okay, Angela, please introduce yourself and tell us a few short words. What's your experience on field, and what you're doing in the hospital and different settings, and how we can apply your experiences to our new app, StaffMed HomeCare.
Okay, hi, I'm Angela. I'm an RPN. I've been an RPN for over 12 years. I've worked in a variety of places and had the opportunity of working in long-term care, retirement home facilities, and I currently work in obstetrics. It's important to be involved in the healthcare field, and I'm really fortunate to be a part of StaffMed and have to be back seeing different parts of ongoing nursing care.
We have the list of questions, but it could be a little different if you want to ask me. Yeah. Follow the list, but don't be strict with the questions. If something interesting you want to ask me, you're very welcome. So please go ahead. I don't know who first will start. Okay. Chiranjit? Okay.
So, Vladimir, as you know, we are here for the discussion. So my first question is, how did you come up with the idea of StaffMed HomeCare?
Well, being on field for so long time, since 2005, I always was thinking about this years back. We didn't have enough capability and enough tools to do this long time ago. But working with retirement and long-term care facilities, we always had private cases, one-to-one, of our nurse or our PSWs working at retirement home one-to-one and providing additional care to the resident. And that gave me an idea that there is a gap in the market that needs to be closed at some point to provide people care one-to-one. Because I guess in retirement facility, the retirement home providing the kind of standard care to all residents, and all residents they do require different nursing care, different level of care. Also, some of them more healthier than the others, and some of them older than others, and kind of we think it would be good if every resident has, if possible, kind of customized and personalized care arranged. And as I said long ago, we were thinking about this, and only today we organized our all capabilities and thoughts into the application that would be able probably to cover all those aspects. So basically, our application has features that can respond on every request and every demand of care to individuals. So this is basically the whole idea. We started developing an application a year ago. At this point, we have already application on the Apple Store for iPhone and in Google Play Store for Android devices, and everyone can download this application, have it in your own phone, which make it very useful to have it handy. And that's the whole idea. We can further look what features is there and how it works.
So, what is the difference between the StaffMed HomeCare and other home care agencies?
Well, we kind of we keep in the old model of care, and that client will call me, ask for services. I make a phone call or I send a message to our PSW or nurse, and then nurse will come back to me. It's all on process. It's all old model of care. We replace with application that actually put in direct communication client, family with the caregivers. So using the application, you don't have to make any phone calls. Requests come in directly on your phone. You open request, you see what client looking for, and if you're available, you respond directly. And a client might ask for additional details, communication going back and forth until you'll agree on time and place and care that family needs or senior family member needs. And then the caregiver would be hired through the application, and all processes will just go automatically. We don't need to use phone, fax, email address. Everything would be handled on server, and everything would be faster and I believe more efficient. This is the difference of usage application from traditional agency model.
My question is, who are your care providers or caregivers? Like,
well, we generalize thing, and we call caregivers everyone who has appropriate background on healthcare and who is capable and who is willing to provide care. It could be PSW with PSW diploma from recognized Algonquin College, but it also could be the foreign nurse that came to Canada and she's in the process of confirming her license, or she just wants to become a caregiver using her previous knowledge in the different countries. So we encouraging these people to go through the process of training with StaffMed, and we introduce them to the basic of home care, and I believe this person would be useful to many families to provide care, as we always getting very short on caregivers for the next few years. Statistic Canada predicted the increase of dementia patients 70% by 2020. We have to cover this gap, and that's why if someone is willing and capable to provide care, we opening our doors, and the person come in and join into StaffMed HomeCare and becoming caregiver.
the caregivers who they do not have a background related to health, if you hire them, how it works? Like, you gonna give them training or how?
Yeah, thank you, Charanjit, for asking. I understand your question. It's a little bit difficult to train the person who doesn't have any background on healthcare to become a caregiver, but we never closing the doors completely. There is a tasks related to home care that maybe this person can perform. Some kind of the cleaning and housekeeping tasks, do groceries for families, help families with the basic, as I said, groceries and similar tasks. So I believe those people, if they have willingness to work and to help, there is always opportunity for them. So we're not completely ignoring this, but to ask them to provide more professional care that's related to nursing or personal care, we wouldn't be allowed them to do that.
Okay.
But if family likes someone and someone would be helpful, why not? We're not ignoring this opportunity.
How were you providing ongoing training for your staff?
Well, there is a few things to do that. Our intention is to train the large amount, many caregivers to train at the same time. So we come up with idea to make kind of interactive video workshop online. And the challenge would be to bring people online and to attend this training. Also, as we know, people working at the different facilities and also they working for StaffMed, there is another difficult to bring them all together.
Very busy.
Very busy. Having interactive video or workshop online give the opportunity to these people to go in the different times and watch the video, and then they can ask questions. So this probably would be more effective way to give to people all this information. Also, the office can be open at any time if somebody would like to meet me or to meet you, because you have enough knowledge to train people on the basic tasks of personal care. So just let me know if you have group of people they would like to get together and have questions to you, and based on your availability you can come to the office anytime and train them.
As like in these days there are so many home care agencies in this market, so how can you reassure your clients your services are more secure or more safe?
There is a few ways to reassure our clients. The main thing that we're doing when we're hiring caregiver, and when caregiver making his profile, our requirement is that everyone, new caregiver, will submit criminal records check, police check, their ID to make sure that they have status in Canada, like permanent resident or Canadian citizen, and their driver license. We're asking for identification document. We're asking for professional certificates like PSW certificate to show their professional background. After all this submitted, we're conducting the quick a phone interview just to see how the person sounds and how professional this person answering all questions. After that, we might meet this person in person if we're confident that this person can go to the families and provide care. We're just approving this profile. And we're giving family access to all profiles. So if family has questions, they can access to profile and contact the certain caregiver with the questions before they hire this caregiver. And this is free features for client, because before they hiring someone, they want to make sure that it's good fit, that all credentials is in place, and the person can come to their house and they will be safe and secure.
Okay. So what would you recommend to a new hire caregiver?
What would I recommend? Well, first we would like, I know it would be a long process, somehow to switch the whole approach, to implement the new culture of the caregiver by explaining to them it is not full-time, it is not part-time employees. What we given to caregiver, we given to opportunity to be on market, to create their profiles, to include all their skills and abilities, and most importantly, to include in the description how they can help families, because families looking for particular skills. And going through profiles, the family might find exactly what they want. Now, also, we want to encourage caregivers to upload the good documents, I mean, clear documents of their PSW certificate, of their nursing background, clear picture so family can see who you are, identify you, good description, everything that application required, not to leave any blank spot, because then family getting confused why this is not filled and this is not filled, and asking extra questions, of course, because they want to make sure they find what they're looking for. And be aware that you can get requests from family at any time. Also be self-sufficient. Of course, we'll help with the training, but you, the ones who now on the market in front of client, ready to provide services, so we would like you can clearly express yourself. And if family asking you questions by text messages, please respond everything, have a good short response, respond right on the question, and update your profile regularly. If something changed and you got another skill or another something, include into your profile, because client all the time looking for good skilled people to help families.
Okay. How can you assure clients that your services are safe and secure?
Well, we just talked about this. I can repeat that we're looking into every individual profile of caregivers, and we're checking background check and their professional credentials. And we conduct an interview by phone. If you have any doubts, we inviting people to the office as well. And before we approving profile to the public, we make sure that everything is in the right place, and if everything is good, we awarding caregiver with the badge, which saying to the family that it's safe and secure to provide services. Now, the last feature that we are still implementing is rating. A client will rate our caregiver by giving them stars from 3 till 5. 5 stars is the height rating. We're doing the same as every interactive mobile app, and client put their comments. So if someone will get good comments from clients, someone has 5 stars, that's reassurance for the other families that this caregiver did the great job, and they read an endorsement and they read in comments from the other family, and that's why caregiver would be successful and family would be very much satisfied with services.
It's just with the increase of safety issues with residents, it's good for families in the community to know.
Absolutely. I can add some more to the safety issue. Many times we providing services one-to-one, and we send in our PSW caregiver or nurse to the retirement home settings, Then it's easier for us because there's always a nurse in charge at retirement facility. They watching our people. Our people working also on the floor, whereas other caregivers, PSWs, regular staff of retirement home, they also can notice if something is going wrong and interfere into the activity and stop something's going wrong. But in generally speaking, we make sure that every of our caregiver provided us with the security and safety, so we can guarantee security and safety to the family.
So, how the caregivers can build his or her career differently with StaffMed HomeCare?
Well, again, we given the caregivers opportunities and we open all doors to be on the market. Now, caregiver working for StaffMed through mobile app can have flexible schedule. They can still having their regular job, increase their income by picking up some hours when they're available, and getting into the more activities and working with different clients at the time again when they're available. We do have some people that haven't even full-time job, and somehow they can find enough availability to work with different clients. Again, as I mentioned, the caregiver has to be self-sufficient and know well the time management when you be available and keep their commitment. If you committed to work with a certain client, please don't change their mind, because this way you're giving confidence to client. They can count on you that you come at a certain times, because many things involved here. Seniors and loved ones, they taken, as you know, medication at a certain time, and they maybe need some procedures to be done at a certain time, so they count on you. So please don't confuse the families. Be accurate with the time, and this way we can increase in general care of senior and reassure families.
So, related to this, I have another question in my mind.
Sure.
Sometimes, is there any situation you deal with the family or the client ask for the same particular caregiver,
Many
but
times.
the caregiver is not available, so how are you going to deal with the situation?
Well, we try to do our best. If family ask, and that's interesting question, and I had many situations like this. If family is asking particular caregiver, we're trying to satisfy their request and to send them the particular person. If person is not available, we try to make this person available. It depends on if this person involved with the other cases with StaffMed. It's easy for us. We can always find replacement. We had good examples that even if this person is not working for StaffMed, but has so much commitment to family that ready somehow to work around his schedule and make it work with the family. At the same time, we don't want to create situation that it's affect this caregiver particular regular employment. Some people know to handle this very well. All my help, if I can do something about this, please cooperate with me. But some people, of course, we need them to get some more skills, to fit everything into their schedule without leaving something out. So this way, we basically
Because I know
dealing with particular
being
cases.
a part of the agencies as RPN, when they ask no, they want you only, and you already at work, this is really very hard to figure out like how you gonna.
Well, you know, those people, RPNs and PSWs, the client always wants them. They know that. And if they're good in their nursing, I believe they're good in their time management. And we had many good situations when things are overlapping, like they have their regular schedule and clients really want them. I leave it up to these good people that know to do that. You know, somehow, I know it's very difficult to be them in different places at the same time. But if they, as I said, they're really good in what they're doing professionally, they know to replace themselves and to respond appropriate to all client requests.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not easy. I'm not saying that's easy, but it's possible.
It's not easy, but
Yeah.
like I even also recommend like people need to give other people chance.
Yes,
so
of
they
course.
can relocate their experience.
Of course.
So that way they're gonna know, yes, other person is out good too.
Yes, it's interesting situation.
Yeah.
Well, we go in with the client most of the time. You know, we're trying to explain to client if it's worse come to worse, and we can't provide them with a particular caregiver at the same time. Of course, we can give chance to somebody else, and we hope somebody else would be the same good as the previous one. Most of the time it work out, but it's all experiences. You never know until you try. But we're trying our best, you know, to meet family requirements and to cover those gaps in family needs for the resident.
So will you still be working with institutions like retirement homes, long-term care facilities? And how will you be working with them?
Absolutely. That's also a good question because it's vice versa, you know.
Right.
Once we working with facilities, I'm getting many recommendations from director of care. They contacting family and we're getting private care. So we would be doing both and working with institution giving us additional private cases, working with the private clients. We will be able to provide them with the information what's going on retirement home for the family. Absolutely, and we also want the facilities will start using our app because this way they provide to residents who reside at retirement home access to our caregivers. We have 258 users at today, and I believe the residents they also can download the application on their mobile device.
You're starting to learn
And
that now.
yes,
We've
I'm
been
starting
more-
to learn this now, and I saw many times it was very good to see like people with respectable age, they browsing the internet and
Yes.
they're looking for care themselves.
With the aging population, that's what we're going to be getting now, which
Yes,
is a good
and
thing.
also they can get help from their adult children, from their friends, from even retirement facility. They can get some assistance from their friends who live together with them. Make as a group search. That's also working with retirement facilities give us an opportunity to deliver all this information to bigger number of people at the same time.
Now, how do you introduce this to the retirement homes and long-term care facilities?
We already have established connections with many corporations, Riviera and Chartwell, Symphony Senior Living, and they're aware of that we use a mobile app for services. And even the interesting that they apply this application to institutional services. It happened at Edinburgh. And I was very happy to see that they were able, I think they booked you, Charanjit, through the application once.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the application is basically built for private personalized services, but it can be easy apply for institutional services as well. Just a person who is asking for a nurse or caregiver can specify that services will be on the floor, and you successfully responded, and director of care kind of accepted your message, and I saw all this on admin screen, and I put you on schedule, and I was gladly surprised.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That's-
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
start.
exactly,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
start,
That
yeah.
was great. That was great.
Yeah, that's what you want to
Yeah.
work. Now, do you go into facilities and speak to them about the app to the staff?
We're
so they
trying
can
to
get
do
an
that. It's not easy. We're mostly
Mm-hmm.
communicating by phone, but I would be happy to come and to talk to the institution staff and talk to residents and show to them, take my laptop and show how it works. Absolutely, we can do that. Or you can do this as well, because you already have good knowledge about
You're right.
applications,
Yeah,
so
for
we
sure.
can make arrangements. You can help me and help them to do that. I would really appreciate if you can do it.
So, what are your future plans? Like any opportunities for partnership or expand the network?
Absolutely, the application will do this without even doing further marketing, because as more people know our tools, it's easier to expand. I believe another few years, and probably all corporations will be having interactive apps, same as StaffMed HomeCare, and then the market would be balanced. Then we'll all would be at the same level. We're a little bit ahead of market, and that's why we have a little difficulties with the training. But it come to the point very soon that caregivers, clients, they all would be using only mobile apps, which would be very useful for them and for all clients. We all would be the same. Am I answered completely
Oh,
your
yes.
question?
I think so, and,
Yeah.
and then I guess that's all for future plans for the.
Well, that was great. I'm so happy that you attended, and we had for ourselves better clear idea about where we're
Yes.
going with the
Yeah.
app.
Yeah.
And definitely, if we need to discuss more, we always can communicate and bring more questions and to get some answers.
Anybody.
Good.
Yeah.
So thank you again, and have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you.